another minute or two and then we can get started.
Sounds good.
You might as well go ahead, Jay.
Okay, sounds good.
Recording in progress.
Hi, everyone. We're going to call the meeting to order at 6:32. So first, I just want to say, please remember that meeting guests and most special interest club representatives are non-voting board members and should not participate in voting polls. Next, we need to approve the minutes from the February 3rd meeting. So can I get a motion to approve the minutes? Okay, it looks like motion from UBQ. Second from anthropology motion. There's a poll up right now.
$35 is our quorum for tonight.
Okay, so it looks like we're good. We're at 54. So I guess we can end the poll. Okay, great. So minutes are approved. So announcements, Courtney, are you here?
I'm here. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Just a couple announcements for programming. We have still some tickets left for the discount Hatchets and Hops vouchers. So those are $15 each, and Hatchets and Hops, if you didn't know, has 2 locations now, so they are more convenient for you to attend. We also have more free $5 Tim Hortons gift cards available starting on Monday, March 8th, as well as free AMC movie tickets. So those are back, and several AMC locations are now open despite being closed during the pandemic. So should you choose to purchase, to reserve a free ticket for either Tim Hortons or AMC, then if you choose to pick it up in the ticket office, there is no fee. If you would like to get that mailed to you, then there is a $2 postage fee. And then on the 15th, we will have more free Chipotle gift cards available, and there are still some available now. All of these events are 1 per UBID except for the Hatchets and Hops vouchers, and they can all be reserved online through the ticket office website or in person at the ticket office locations in the student union. Just one note about Chipotle gift cards. If you had reserved one for February, we are going to be sending them out in the next week or so. And we just ask and thank you for your patience in the time between reserving and getting them sent to you. And please stay on the lookout for more new events as things begin to open up, and hopefully we can get vaccinated and somewhat back to normal. So if you have any questions, feel free to email me at gsa-programming@buffalo.edu. Thank you.
Thank you, Courtney. So report of the president. So We're looking for a volunteer to serve on the campus governance leadership committee. So this is just a committee where it's like a representative from like almost every, I guess, like sector of the university. So there's a representative from SA, there's a representative from like transportation. This is a bunch of people meeting once a month. So if you're interested in volunteering for this, I think they meet once a month, but I do think they meet during the day. So if you're interested in knowing more about this, feel free to send me an email at gsa-president@buffalo.edu if you're interested. I also just wanted to give a quick follow-up on what I mentioned last time. So Lawrence from GSEU and I met with the Director of Parking and Transportation last month. So we plan on meeting with him again soon. And I think I maybe mentioned this last time, but we're working on a proposal to, I guess, submit to Parking and Transportation. So I will keep updating you on this as it progresses. So next we're gonna move on to the report of the Vice President.
Jay, you did have a question in the chat. Is this a volunteer for this year or for next year?
Oh, it's for this year. It's for, yeah, it's for this year. Are you looking for here? Okay. Yes, it's for next year, or it's for this year. I think I don't know how it works. I think that it's just going to be ongoing. So I'm not sure how long they're going to be meeting, but I know they've been meeting like the past 3 months. So I think it would be as soon as possible. Okay, report of the Vice President. So I'm going to do that. Connor, the Vice President, has resigned effective February 28th. Thank you so much to Connor for their years of service to GSA. We will be holding an election to replace this position for the remainder of the term through May 31st this year during new business. We are still accepting nominations for someone who wants to act as, if you want to act as the replacement VP. So we're still accepting nominations. If you're interested, I think Stephanie, is it okay for them to throw it in the chat and then you'll check and see if they're qualified? You have to have attended 2 board meetings and like signed in the past 12 months. And I just wanted to clarify that this is a paid position because I think that was unclear. So if you're interested in it, it's also paid. I love everyone saying thank you, Connor, in the chat. Thank you so much, Connor. Connor's great. Okay, moving on to the report of the treasurer. I think that I might be, Josh, are you here?
I'm here. Sorry, it's a couple
Okay.
minutes late.
No problem. Go ahead.
All right. So Gina is one of the other pro staff that we have, and she's been here with GSA for 46 years. And she announced her retirement. So effective March 31st, she will be officially retired, moving on to a new chapter of her life. So if you guys haven't already, maybe reach out to her. She's one of the founders, she's been around a long time. She's seen a lot, she's been a part of a lot. So she's one of the pillars that we're losing. So on to budget preparations underway. Finance committee met last week. We started talking about the budget for next year. Had a couple ideas. We didn't finalize one yet, but the next board of directors meeting, we will propose a budget for next year to vote on. So if anybody has any questions, you can reach out to me and fill you in if you want. Okay, let's see. Funding account balances. Had a couple with special activity and a symposium for the month. We'll get to them later. And obviously we have a lot of money left over. Conference funding, we had 6 apply and 6 got approved. So I know there's not a lot out there, but if there's something that you can use, go to a conference virtually, and it adds value to you, then, sign up and, we got money to spend for you. So.
Old business, there is no old business. New business. All right, well, that was quick. So election of the replacement vice president. So I didn't see anyone put anything in the chat. So I think it's just the 2 people. Please make sure attendees update their names. Okay, yeah, I didn't see anyone put anything in the chat. So I think it's just these 2 people. So vacancy notice, call for nominations was circulated last week. So the candidates include Emily L. Novak, and Jen Schechter. I just have to make a note that Jen, so the way it works is that, okay, so there's a conflict of interest with Jen nominating herself because Jen currently holds a staff position, and in the GSA handbook, it says that it states that no student may hold more than one position with the GSA unless no other qualified applicants were received for this position. So that's not to say that Jen can't act as replacement VP. It's just that we had to be upfront and honest about the fact that Jen is a staff member for GSA, and that in our handbook, it says that if another viable candidate is there, that person can't act as or can't take on this other position, but the board can choose to not abide by that or to, you know, give a special exception to that. But we just had to be, we had to clarify and be honest about the fact that Jen is MDRF director currently. So Stephanie, I'm not really sure how we should do this. Should Elle and Jen talk, or what's going on with that?
If you want to give them each a couple minutes to give their spiel, as you mentioned, this will be to replace the position just through the end of the current term, which would go through May 31st. And then if there's no other nominations, it'll just be a vote between the two.
Okay, so I don't know, I guess we can give everyone like 2 minutes. I don't know if
That's
that's
usually what the format is for typical candidate Q&A session, so.
okay. So I'm not sure if Elle or Jen wants to go first, but you're gonna have 2 minutes to to talk to the board.
I'm here, I can go. Can you hear me all right?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, my name is Elle Novak. I am a 5th year PhD student in the Africana and American Studies department. I volunteered for this position because last time, about 4 years ago, when I saw the president step down, I saw Jen, step up and take her place temporarily. And I remember there being some tension with that because she did hold another position. So I figured I should try it out this time, especially with my experience with the GSA. I was previously the programming assistant. I was the president for 2 years of my organization and the secretary for another 2 years. I've been on the finance committee for, I think, 4 years now, but it might be 3. I've also been a member of the services committee, and I'm currently the FSA board representative for the GSA. So I think I have enough experience to actually do the job well. Plus I've been close, maybe not close, but I've definitely seen the inner workings of the GSA because of my previous involvement with them. So I'd really love, since it's needed, I would be honored to step in and take up this responsibility for the organization that I love. So that's my spiel.
Thank you, Elle. Okay, Jen, it's your turn.
Hello, all. I'm Jennifer Schechter. I have been the MDRF director for the GSA for nearly 5 years now. The reason I nominated myself is because I have worked with the GSA. I do know all the policies. I've worked with all of the students. I know all of the clubs. And in an instance like this, I feel me being able to step right into the position and hit the ground running is really beneficial. I also do understand those GSA policies, so I fully, am happy to abide by them. I fully believe in the policies of GSA. I know a lot of you know that. But I have served as interim president for the organization, and I have served as interim treasurer while also serving as MDRF director. So I am capable of doing both jobs, but I do understand the necessity sometimes to separate those positions. In my time working with the GSA, I've also been able to create some really excellent relationships with the graduate school. I've served on a lot of committees. I've worked with a lot of our clubs, and just in general, I'm very passionate about the work that the GSA does, and I'm passionate about the students that we serve. And I would love to continue to do that in this position for the Graduate Student Association. Thank you.
Thank you, Jen. So does anyone have any questions? You can throw them in the chat. I guess you could also unmute yourself if you have any questions for Jen, or L or me or our lawyer, let us know. Someone asked, do we need to vote on an exception to the handbook to have Jen run? I think that's a Stephanie question.
Probably more of a Josh question. I mean,
Josh, is he here?
Well, you need to abide by your bylaws. As far as your handbook, that's more of an employment contract. It would be probably a worse thing to do, have the vice president then become the MDRF director, than have an MDRF director become the vice president. There's not much of a conflict there unless she's trying to raise her salary or something like that. But being on the executive board and then getting a position as an employee would be worse than the other way around. So I don't really see a problem with it. You do not need to vote on it. That's up to you guys. Legally speaking, you don't need to vote on it. You would be voting on it by voting for Jen. It would be one and the same. The disclosure was made by Jay, and that's up to you what you'd like to do with it.
Okay, that makes sense. Does anyone else have any more questions for Jen or Elle before we vote? Okay, I know, Steph, I don't know how long we should hold this. Like,
I think we can move along to the vote if there's no questions.
okay, if there's no questions, then we'll move along to the vote. Do we have to create like a poll or?
I believe
Oh,
Connor has done that. Just
Thank you,
remember that
Connor.
only voting members should participate. So if you're a special interest or a guest representative, please do not participate.
So if you haven't voted, please vote.
The numbers are remaining pretty steady. I think we can call it.
Okay, we're gonna end the poll. Okay, so it looks like Elle is gonna be elected as the replacement vice president for GSA. I know I see a question in the chat. Someone said, so what's going to happen to Jen's current position? I don't know if you're asking that based off like trying to figure out whether you were gonna vote for Jen or not. You can clarify in the chat. So it looks like Elle is gonna be the, hi Elle. It looks like Elle is gonna be the replacement vice president just for the till the end of the term, which is 5/31/21.
Thank you.
Cool. All right, we're gonna move on to the funding request.
All right, funding requests. So we had two for the month. The first one is a symposium from theater and dance, talking about things from on the time of hiatus, like as of right now in the pandemic. So is somebody from theater and dance that could present on your symposium funding?
Hi, I'm Bella. I'm just pulling up a note for myself to glance at while I do this. Hi, everybody. My name is Bella Poynton. I served as the president of Theater and Dance GSA for 3 years, I think, and then I stepped down to secretary. So we have been wanting to do this symposium for a couple of years. We actually started to organize it last year, but then COVID happened, so we had to cancel it. There just wasn't time, it was kind of a mess. But we decided that we wanted to kind of this year go forward with a virtual symposium. So our symposium is called Output in the Interstice, Performance and Product in a Time of Hiatus. So in the theater and dance department, as I'm sure in all of your departments, it's always about the next thing, right? When are you going to write the next article? For us, when are you going to write the next play, choreograph the next dance? When is the next thing going to happen? But those demands for product, that all kind of got jostled when COVID hit. So we're interested in research that addresses this. It should somehow be in conversation with issues of output during times of pause in the creative or scholarly process, anything that yields product through labor, and how during times of hiatus, these moments in time can kind of change and transform. And so we're specifically asking for both artists and scholars to submit regular length papers and presentations and performances, but also micro presentations and performances, because we're very interested in how Zoom culture and online culture has kind of changed attention spans. We're also interested in burnout, this idea of burnout and how it's kind of affecting both artists and scholars, and making this idea of micro presentations and micro papers kind of the new norm, or at least the norm for our symposium. I also want to stress that this idea of hiatus doesn't actually have to pertain to right now. We're also interested in how it reflects larger historical, cultural, or political moments of pause or hiatus. Specifically in theater, you may want to write a paper about, the moments in time when theater was not allowed, you couldn't do it, there was censorship, that kind of stuff. We're very much interested in that as well. So yeah, that's an overview of the symposium. We are asking for our abstracts by April 15th, and then the symposium itself will be a full day mini conference in May. Thank you.
All right, any questions for Bella? All righty, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, so special activity, we have Holy, so somebody from GISA to talk about Holy for this year.
Hello everyone. So first of all, I would like to start by telling you all about the festival, the Holi event that we want to organize. So Holi is basically the festival of the spring and colors. So in this, we basically celebrate the arrival of the spring, and it holds a very important role in our Hindu mythology. So we want to celebrate this festival so that all the upcoming new spring UB students can have a feeling of the Holi, and they can celebrate it as they are away from home. So this time this event is going to be a little different because due to pandemic, so we'll be hosting it virtually. And in this festival, it will be a positive experience for all the students, and it is open for all. So all the students can attend the virtual event, and we would be providing like white t-shirts to all the students so that they can have a feel of the color, and it gives a bright and vibrant feel. So it also represents the brotherhood and the humanity while playing the colors. And other than that, we want the upcoming students and the previous students to engage, and we want to create a common platform during these tough times so that everyone can participate, and we'll be organizing a game night. And to all the winners, we would be giving reward points. So for the reward points, we have decided to give Lasertron or the bowling alley vouchers so that they can go and play games. Other than that, we have also decided to give decathlon products like hiking bags to all the students who would be coming, participating and celebrating in this festival over the Zoom. And I would like to screen share and show you the poster so that I can. So this is the poster which we have created, and I can explain like about the funding sources. So we have taken like from our budget, and there are other like IAB, CSE, industrial and material department which have decided to fund. Other than that, so it comes to a total of like $1,500. So we wanted to request for this special funding, which is for $1,200, so that we can provide the holy colors, that is the holy kit, decathlon gift kit, and the other customized t-shirts to the students so that they can enjoy this festival. And over the Zoom, we would also be having a games night in which we are having a trivia night. We are going to play Counter-Strike game, and there's another game which is like guess the song. So this is our idea. So we just wanted to present this to everyone. If you have any other questions, so you can please go ahead and ask. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you for presenting. All right, so do we have anybody who will bring out a motion to vote on both of them at the recommended amount as a block?
I just want to make sure everyone's in agreement that this is a motion to approve as a block at the recommended amounts.
Hold on, in the chat, Bella from Theater and Dance said that they requested 900 instead of 600.
That's not what was on the budget.
We resent the budget, and I don't know if you remember, we had a conversation and I resent it with the updated budget information.
Yes, but once you take out the $300 that your club is contributing from the total expenses, that only leaves $600 for GSA to fund.
Oh, okay. I thought that it was the full amount that I misunderstood. I apologize.
All right, so do we have our motions? Okay, sorry.
Okay, it looks like both of them were approved at the recommended amount. So moving on to the election committee update, is Daniel here?
Yeah, Jay, I'm here.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so the candidates listed on the slide should have gotten emails from me today confirming that they successfully submitted their petitions. So there's not much else to say with that. Some of the important dates that you can also find in the election code of conduct. So if you don't remember them here. Not a problem. Just give me a second to pull up that note. So it's going to be April, the election is going to be held on April 12th to 15th. Again, that's in the election code. And March 4th through 11th, I will schedule one-on-one meetings with each of the candidates to just go over that election code of conduct again and have you sign a sheet confirming that you read and understood them. And then ballot verification in terms of how it will, be displayed and how it will look will be verified on April 1st. So those are all the dates that I have to share, and everything else on the slide is self-explanatory. Thanks, Jay.
Thanks, Daniel. Okay, so don't leave just yet. We need a motion and a vote to approve the adjournment. So we got a motion. Okay, we got a bunch of motions. Okay, we just have to bring the poll up and then vote. All right, I think we reached quorum. So the meeting is adjourned at 7:01. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.
Night.